Yo, what up, world? 502 King Paul coming to y'all with another video, man. Hey, first and foremost, like always, I want to thank y'all, those of y'all who continue to like, subscribe, comment. Man, it costs you nothing to support this channel, man. If you get any kind of substance, any kind of motivation, anything of value from these videos, man, just take a moment, hit that like button. It takes nothing but a second. I do it all the time, man. When I come across videos on YouTube, because I'm a connoisseur of YouTube videos myself, if I see it, it gives me value. I like it. I subscribe to the channel, man. I do it all the time. And I'm so grateful for those of y'all who do take that moment out of your day to go and do that. I mean, I truly, truly appreciate it. And above everything, above the likes and the subscribers and all this stuff, man, I truly appreciate the kind words, the comments, not only for myself, but for those of y'all who are going out encouraging other people. Y'all see they going through something. Y'all see that they need some help. They need some support. They need that kind word. They need that virtual shoulder to lean on to, man. I truly like seeing that, man. That warms my heart. So thank y'all first and foremost. Now, if y'all new to the channel, for some reason, this is the first video that you're watching out of all my videos that I posted. Quick something about myself here, man. I mean, I smoked weed for over a decade of my life, man. I smoked weed for over a decade of my life. I mean, all day, every day. And now I just now got back from the gym because my new addiction is the gym. I have not smoked for 2.5 years, at least at this point in my life, man. I haven't turned back since I stopped smoking. Man, I stumbled at the beginning, but I got right back up, and I put out these videos to motivate y'all. I put out these videos to let you know that you're not alone. I put out these videos because I just want to be transparent and share my story, what I went through, in hopes that it helps out other people. So hopefully y'all get value from these videos. Now that I went through all of that, the topic of this video, man, is just being irritable. I want to talk about being irritable while you're not smoking weed. Because this is something that I went through a lot, man. I'm talking about a lot. Like, that's why I smoked so much during the time when I was smoking all day, every day. It's because as soon as I wake up in the morning, first thing I did, before I even brush my teeth or anything, man, I gotta hit that blunt. I hit the blunt, and then after that, I go on about my day. But then, a few hours later, I'm starting to come down. I'm starting to get, everything is just pissing me off, man. Somebody can say the wrong thing to me. Somebody can say the wrong thing and it just completely just pisses me off. And now I gotta go smoke. I can get into an argument with my girl or something, man. Or have a disagreement with my girl. Now that done piss me off. I gotta go smoke again. And I can just feel myself sometimes, man. Sometimes nobody even had to say anything or do anything to me. Nobody had to say anything. I could just be in a normal setting, man. I could be at work, I could be at an event, I could be at a birthday party, I could be at a wedding. It didn't matter where it was, man. But I would just find myself started getting really irritable. And what I noticed over time was I didn't like myself I didn't like my life when I wasn't high. I just didn't, man. I didn't. I always was one of those people where I looked at the things around me and I always was trying to be grateful for things around me. But the operative word in that is trying. I was trying to be grateful, but I wasn't truly grateful for my life when I wasn't high. And we've talked about all kind of different things before on this channel, man. Sometimes people, man, you might just be going through a time in your life where you're going through a lot of depression. You might have a lot of stress in your life. You might have things, financially, you might be going through it. It's so many different reasons, of stress and depression inside of our life. And weed was like that saving grace for me during that time, man. And it wasn't until I stopped smoking that I started to learn constructive ways to deal with that stress. Like I said, now I'm working out all the time. If you go and look at my Instagram page, 502 King Paul on Instagram, if you go and look at my Instagram page, man, you'll see, I post up reels here lately where I'm working out. I've put my transformation picture from when I was like really heavy smoking. And I got another video on here as well where I'm talking about, the weight that I gained since I stopped smoking weed. And that may be a good or a bad thing, depending on what you're trying to do, what size you are. But I picked up a lot of weight. And for me personally, I needed that weight. When I stopped smoking, I was able to take that stress you know, that stress that I was trying to get away from with weed, I started putting it into, okay, let me start doing things that are more productive for my life. Let me start reading more. Let me start educating myself more. Let me get back inside the gym. Let me start really learning to deal with these issues in a positive way. But I remember, man, just, you know, just the least thing, little small thing used to piss me off when I was smoking weed, man. You know, and if I was high, I was cool. But once I wasn't high and I'm coming down, I get all irritable, stressed out again, and I'm like, I need to hit this blunt. I need to hit this joint. I need to hit this vape, whatever it is, you know, pen, whatever the case is, man. I was like, I need to go. I need this right now, because right now the world is kicking my butt. The world is just, it's tearing me to pieces. And I felt like I needed that. Now, some people can do, you know, they can smoke in moderation and all that. But, you know, I say this, and I think my channel is more so, it's not for the people who, you know, they think that, you know, they can smoke in moderation and it's cool or whatever, because some people can do that. But for the vast majority of people that I know, you know, they just smoke weed at least every day. And I don't think that's moderation when you're doing something every single day. You know, and especially when you're doing it multiple times a day. I don't care if you do it once in the morning, once at night, or however you split it up. You know, that's not moderation. I think a lot of people struggle with finding that that place of balance when it comes to smoking weed. And I want to talk about something else, man, besides irritable, because I was just having a conversation with my friend the other day, right? And he was smoking, he's smoking or whatever. You know, I don't have no problem being around weed. I don't have no problem smell. Like I said this before, I still enjoy the smell of weed. Like, I'm not going to sit there and hit the blunt or hit the joint or whatever it is you're smoking. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to partake in it. I don't want to get high. That's not what I'm about at this point in time of my life. And there's no knock on them. I still enjoy smelling the weed. So when I'm around my partners, man, whatever, you know, the ones who do smoke, you know, they may smoke. And I was kicking it with one of my homies the other day, man, and he said he's smoking. And normally when he smokes, I mean, the whole house just smells like straight weed. I mean, strong weed. He asked me a question. He said, hey, man, it smell like this is some good weed. And we had a whole conversation that took me back. And I think for somebody who smokes all day, every day, or even every day or whatever, man, you know, you may be irritable when you don't have weed, but the only thing that's probably worse than that, if you smoke weed, you're actively smoking, is getting some garbage weed. Like getting some weed to where it looks good, it smells good, you may smoke it tastes good, but you're just not getting high whatsoever. And it has nothing to do with your tolerance and all that stuff. It's just some trash weed. It just looks good. It's pretendo. That's what we used to call it back in the day. I don't know what y'all call it now, but that's what I called it back in the day, pretendo. You think it's some good bud. It look like good bud, smell like good bud, taste like good bud, but it's trash. And that will make you even more irritable, because now at that point, you've actually, instead of you just not having, you know, the weed at all, you've went and spent your money on this weed. Now you don't spend your money on the weed and you're sitting there smoking and it's not hitting like it's supposed to be hitting. It's not doing what it's supposed to be doing. And you don't dished out this money, so you just wasted your money. It was nothing worse, man. I remember back when I was smoking, it was nothing worse than, like, everybody who smokes weed, you got your main, you know, person that you really deal with when you get your weed. Now they call it a plug, but I don't look at it as a plug. I think of it as more of a connect. The plug is the person, to me anyway. I'm going off subject a little bit here, off topic, on topic. The plug to me is somebody who, they have pounds and pounds and pounds and pounds at their disposal. You know, they are the actual source. The connect is the person who gives you the weed from the plug. So your everyday local dealer that just maybe has some ounces, maybe a pound or something like that. That is the connect. That's where most people are getting their weed from, is from the connect. But I digress, man. When you go and you get, you know, you normally deal with this one person, and then that one person, you can't get in contact with them for whatever the reason is. Maybe they're not available at that moment. Maybe, you know, whatever. You know, you just can't get in touch with that person. And then you go somewhere else, knowing that you should have waited until you can get in touch with this person. You go somewhere else, and then you get this horrible weed, you wasted your money, and then like it never failed. And I'm smiling about this now because it's not funny when you're in it, but I'm smiling about it now because I remember how pissed off I used to be. You go and you spend your money one place, and as soon as you spend the money on this garbage weed, now your plug, your connect, the one who you actually deal with majority of the time, they hit you back almost instantly. You're like, dang, now I got this weed. This is completely horrible, man. But I say all this to say, because I can talk about it from a much lighter place now, but I tell you, man, this was really a burden in some of my life for a very long time. Wasted so much money, so much time getting high. It's just ridiculous, man, when I look at it. But, you know, now I can be, you know, I can come from more of a light place about it. But, you know, I'm saying this to say to y'all, man, you know, it's just not worth it. It's not worth it. Like, if you can't do whatever moderation is to you, if you can't do that, and you know within your heart of hearts, man, if you know you're doing this in moderation, or if it's taking over your life, man, just stop, draw back from it. I'm walking living proof. I never thought, I was one of them people who said, I see people in the comments all the time, you know, that pop up, man, I'm gonna smoke until I'm an old person. I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna smoke till the day I die. And it sounds cool when you're younger, but I'm telling you, man, as you get older and you get more responsibilities and you got more things going on inside of your life, it's not something that you want to do long term, man, because you're missing out on the full experience of life when your head's in the clouds all day, every day, man. It's just not a way to live life. It's not a way to enjoy life. You can't truly take in things and appreciate things the way that you should. Like I said, a lot of my depression, a lot of my anxieties, a lot of my stress back then came from me being high all the time. My head's up in the clouds and I'm not seeing what God's already provided for me inside of this world, man. God's provided me with so much, just not even just material things. I'm talking about family. I'm talking about love. I'm talking about just successes of reaching certain goals inside of my life. There were so many different things that I just didn't even, you know, I didn't fully appreciate, because when you're high all the time, you just don't look at the world like that. You don't look at all the different things that you should be grateful for, because if you did and you was cool with your life how it is, there's no reason to add on the extra sauce to it. The extra sauce being drugs, you know, weed, you know, whatever it is that you add on, man, you don't need to do that. Now, I can see the moderation. You know, I do have the occasional drink, but I'm not going to sit here and put myself in a situation to where I'm addicted to anything unless it's going to be valuable for my life. If it's going to be something that's going to make me successful inside of my life, you understand me? So if I'm going to work out, go to school, you know, progress inside of my career, you know, build up a good life for me and my family, man, then I'm not even really worried about it, man. I can't even concern myself with it. I can't be addicted to that. I can't be just attached to this substance. Because in all honesty, man, we don't need nothing outside of ourselves to make us happy. And that's one thing I've learned a lot. And I'm going over a little bit, but I do want to add this on here. It's one thing I've learned a lot about life, is that life is full of ups and downs. Life is full of ups and downs. So your circumstances are always going to be like this. Your whole life is always going to be up and down. So the only way that you can truly be happy is to be happy with yourself, inside of yourself. And that really just comes from making good choices, good decisions. Because when you make good choices, when you fight off that urge, when you start doing things that are good for yourself, good for your family, good for other people in this world, man, when you really start doing all that, that's when the confidence comes in. That's where the self-love comes in. I'm telling you, man, it's nothing like it. But like I said, I just wanted to put this video out here, man. We had that conversation the other day, me and my partner, about all that, you know, about the trash weed and all that stuff, man, just being irritable when you don't smoke and all that. So I wanted to put out this video, and hopefully it's beneficial to the people who are watching it. If so, take a moment. Like I said, man, just like that video. Just takes a quick second, like the video. Leave a comment, subscribe to the channel if you have not already. I realize a lot of people watch YouTube videos and they don't subscribe to the channel. If you watch multiple videos from a content creator, you should subscribe to it. And I have to remind myself to do the same thing when I'm enjoying these videos, this content that's put out. Like, man, let me support in the way that I can. I might not, you know, send them money, but hey, let me go ahead, let me like this video, let me, you know, leave a comment if I feel inclined to leave a comment. Let me subscribe to the channel at least. It's the least I can do. And I hope that y'all do the same, man. Hey, y'all take care of yourself. I love y'all. Y'all stay blessed till next time. 502 King Paul. I'm out of here, man.